Dear children, don't we all love to hear stories? Especially when we are small and we are put to sleep by our parents. Today also we have a story, Should Wizard Hit Mommy by John Updike. Now, Mr. Updike is a very versatile writer. He has been renowned worldwide for his novels of the Rabbit series, where he dealt with the life of Harry Armstrong, a star athlete. We have to remember before reading this story that the author Updike, he had a troubled childhood because he suffered from a disease called psoriasis, and he was not accepted by his peers, his friends, and he had suffered a great complex. But his mother was a great support and he rose out of that conflict. Now this story is a story within a story where a father and daughter have a ritual. Since the last 2 years, the father has been telling the daughter a story every night, and even for Saturday naps. The child does not sleep without hearing the story. So what the father is now not a very imaginative person. So what he has started, what he has devised is a monotonous plot which he changes a little bit here and there, and every day the same story is told to the daughter. Yet the daughter takes a lot of interest in it. So the child picks up the smallest of the nuances, the father's of the story, and always there is a different session of the storytelling every day. And now the child has taken not to sleep during the story as the father expects, and he is very disturbed by this fact because it takes up a lot of his time. Now the title is very interesting. The question is very interesting. Should wizard hit mommy? We are always insinuated why, which wizard, what mommy. But let's first do the summary of the story. Now, as I told you, the father has to tell the daughter, the father's name is Jack, and he has to tell the daughter Jo every day a new story. So what he does is, he tells a monotonous story with no imagination but a little bit of variation. Yet the daughter takes full interest and even participates in developing the story. She notices the various changes that he makes and comments on it. The basic plot of the story has always been like this. There is a Roger something. This something might be in any animal, a horse, a rabbit, a bird, and this Roger something has a problem which he is not able to solve by himself. So he wanders in the woodland where the story is always set, and he always invariably meets an owl who then directs him to a wizard with magic powers, and the wizard solves the problem of the Roger something, the animal, and demands a payment. Now, as usual, the animal doesn't have any payment, so the wizard gives him a puzzle which is solved, and the pennies are discovered, and the wizard is paid. Now, after that problem is solved and the payment is done, the child or the animal always goes back to his family. The father arrives back from Boston and they have a hearty family dinner because now the problem is solved. So today the story, the night we are talking about, the story is about Roger the skunk. The skunk, as you know, is an animal which smells very bad. They live in the woodlands and they smell very bad, and this particular skunk, Roger skunk, as usual, smells very bad and is not accepted by his mates in the woodland. He has not made friends and he is made fun of because of the awful smell that he emanates. So when this story is being told to Joe, Jack starts thinking about his problems at hand, which are immediate, like his wife is pregnant and she is painting the furniture downstairs. He wishes that Joe sleeps fast so that he is able to help his wife, and now he is wondering why Joe doesn't fall asleep, because since last 2 years she has been hearing these stories, but now she has started taking an active interest in the story. So the story continues. As usual, Roger the skunk meets the wise owl. The wise owl directs him to the wizard, and the wizard has these magic spells, and there also again Joe interrupts and asks whether magic spells are real. To keep the story on, Jack says that in stories magic spells are real, and he wants her to believe that too. Now the skunk meets the wizard, and he also feels the awful smell, but when the skunk prays to the wizard, he agrees to change the smell to that of roses, and now this Roger skunk is smelling like roses. So now he makes the payment, finds the pennies in a magic well as directed by the wizard, and he goes back home very happy. On the way he meets some of his friends, and now everyone accepts him. So he is very happy to be changed. But as soon as he goes home, his mother is very angry. His mother is very angry, and she asks him to get back to the original smell because he is smelling very strange to her. Now you must realize that Jack is referring to his own problem when he was a child, and how his mother had supported him very well. So now the wizard goes to the mommy with the child, the Roger skunk, goes to the wizard, hits him on the head with her umbrella, and tells him to change the smell again to the bad smell. Now at this point of time in the story, Jo is very disturbed. She doesn't want the wizard to be hit. In fact, she wants the wizard to hit the mommy back. She doesn't agree that the mommy is right. She thinks that now that the Roger skunk is smelling well, she should let Roger be himself and not support him like that. And when she says that Jack must change the ending, Jack is very upset at this, because according to him, according to his life experience, mothers are always right. But Jo does not accept it. She uses her own reason, her own logic, and says that Jack should give in, change the ending. She insists on it, but Jack continues. The skunk's father, the smell is restored, they go back, skunk's father comes in and they have a dinner. And by, the woodland creatures accept Roger skunk as he was. This has happened with Jack. He is telling his own story, but Jo is not ready to accept it. She again says that the mommy should be hit back by the wizard, and there arises a question. Jack disagrees, he is vehement, he is stubborn, he thinks that mothers are always right, and that's what he tells his daughter. But the daughter is not ready to listen. Ultimately, the story is left open-ended. The daughter is still questioning the statement that mothers are always right, and then Jack leaves him and goes downstairs. Now he is caught between in the middle of the two people, that his thinking is that mothers are always right, but Jo disagrees with it. So he thinks that he is a failure, he is not able to convince his own daughter, he is not able to put her to sleep, he is not even able to help his wife, who also complains that he took a very long time coming down. There the story ends. Now in this story, the title also highlights the moral turpitude of the father. He thinks and he believes through his life experiences that mothers are always right. But is it right to impose his thoughts, his experience on his daughter, or generally on children? Is it right for adults to impose or thrust their experiences? This is the question that arises. The themes there are a lot of interwoven themes in the story. The one is about the child innocence. Jo is innocent, she has not experienced bad things, so she wants to be optimistic, and she also uses her own reason and logic to fight the ending. Now the adult complexes which we suffer and which we impose on our children are also highlighted in this story. The mothers being right is also highlighted, and the trappings of the modern world which stop the father from spending quality time with his daughter and wishing her to only sleep and not even being imaginative are also highlighted. The message this story has, that children have their own views and we should not thrust our own views on them, whether negative or positive. We should leave them be and let them develop their own sense of identity and their experiences. And also that every person is different, every experience is different, and every logical conclusion that we draw is different. And also there is a message that we should accept all creatures as they are or as they want to be, and not have pre-designed or prejudiced ways of thinking.